people like Jimmy Savile were alive today, he'd be perpetrating his crimes online. And Nigel Farage is saying that he's on their side.
Nigel Farage slams Online Safety Act, warns it could cripple free speech in Britain. Okay, this isn't just another Farage rant. This is different. Because what Nigel Farage just said about the UK's new Online Safety Act is sending serious shockwaves through the free speech debate and raising eyebrows in Parliament. While most of the media kept it quiet, and while Peter Kyle was busy defending what he calls modern safeguards, Farage came out swinging, and what he said could change how millions of Brits, especially young people online, see the government's role in policing speech. This isn't just about trolls or tech giants anymore. This is about who gets to speak freely in modern Britain. The UK government's Online Safety Act, a wide-reaching law that claims to tackle harmful content online, just got a major critic. And not just any critic. Nigel Farage, former UKIP leader, the man behind Brexit, and now a media powerhouse in his own right, isn't holding back. He's calling the bill a dangerous overreach, a direct threat to freedom of expression, and a move that could hand unelected bureaucrats the power to silence dissent. But that's not all. He specifically named Labour's Peter Kyle, branding his defence of the act tone-deaf, authoritarian, and utterly detached from what the public actually wants. Farage didn't mince words. You don't fight online hate by silencing speech. You fight it with more speech, more truth, more openness, not state-approved talking points. He declared on GB News. For months, the Online Safety Act has been sold to the public as a way to protect children from predators, prevent online abuse, and hold big tech accountable. Who wouldn't want that, right? But dig just a little deeper and critics say the bill is packed with vague language, overbroad definitions, and provisions that could turn platforms into censors overnight. One clause, for example, forces platforms to remove any content that's legal but harmful. Wait, legal but harmful? What does that even mean? Who decides what's harmful? What if it's political opinion? A controversial joke? An unpopular truth? That's where Farage and many others are drawing the line. And they're not alone. Tech experts have warned that the bill could pressure social media companies into using blunt force moderation tools, wiping out legitimate posts in the process. One digital rights lawyer tweeted, "This is how freedom dies, not with a bang, but with compliance forms and vague safety guidelines." Another viral post read, "The Online Safety Act will do for speech what the COVID rules did for personal liberty. Watch this space." Peter Kyle, who has been one of Labour's strongest voices backing the act, insists it's necessary to modernize our online environment. He says it's about safety, not censorship. But many aren't buying it, especially when platforms are already nervous and ready to err on the side of caution. The mere threat of non-compliance fines will force tech companies to over-remove, said one Ofcom whistleblower, speaking anonymously to The Times. And trust me, political speech will not be off-limits. And this isn't just theory, we've seen it before. Earlier this year, posts from gender-critical academics were quietly shadow-banned on major platforms despite being entirely legal. During the pandemic, even mild questions about lockdowns or vaccine side effects were flagged, sometimes removed without explanation. The fear isn't new. But what is new is the force of law behind it. Fines in the tens of millions. Threats of platform bans. Personal liability for executives. Farage called it a digital gulag in the making. That's heavy language, but the fear is real. Labour says they're protecting vulnerable people. But many believe this is about tightening narrative control ahead of a volatile election cycle where populists, independents, and alternative media voices are gaining ground. Online platforms are the last place the establishment doesn't fully control, Farage warned. And this bill is how they'll fix that. Public pressure is building. A growing number of Conservative MPs are quietly voicing concern. One backbencher told The Telegraph, "This thing went too far. We backed it out of fear, now we're realizing what we signed up for." Online creators, journalists, and civil liberties groups are preparing legal challenges, warning that if the law isn't reinterpreted fast, it could be weaponized. And as for Farage, he's not done yet. He's calling on voters to wake up before it's too late. When freedom of speech dies, It doesn't always look like a dictatorship. Sometimes, it looks like safety, wrapped in good intentions, sold with smiling sound bites, defended by officials who swear it's all for your own good. But when you lose the right to challenge the narrative, you lose everything else. And the question remains, if this is just the beginning, how much more will they try to control? Stay tuned.